right before you reach for that slice of whole grain toast tomorrow morning. The one you've probably been told is heart healthy for years. You need to hear this, because some of the foods sitting in your kitchen right now may be doing something far more dangerous than raising your blood sugar. They may be quietly feeding cancer cells inside your body without you even knowing it. And that is not fear-mongering. That is biology. You see, cancer cells are different from normal cells. They crave fuel. They thrive in inflammation. They depend on certain metabolic conditions to survive and spread. In many ways, they behave like tiny parasites, constantly searching for the nutrients and environment that allow them to grow stronger. But here is the part most people never hear from their doctor. There are also foods that can interrupt that process. Foods that can make cancer cells weaker, slower, and in some cases, starve them before they ever become a serious threat. And today, I want to show you exactly what those foods are. I spent more than 2 decades working in oncology and integrative medicine, studying how nutrition, inflammation, aging, and cellular metabolism interact inside the human body. I've worked with patients in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and even 80s who believed it was already too late to change their health. But over and over again, I watched something remarkable happen. When the body receives the right signals, the right nutrients, the right compounds, the right environment, it can begin fighting back in ways that still surprise modern medicine. This is not internet folklore. These are not trendy wellness hacks from social media. What we're discussing today is backed by real clinical research from some of the most respected cancer institutions in the world. Scientists are now discovering that certain foods contain compounds capable of disrupting the very systems cancer cells rely on to survive. And one of the most powerful foods on today's list is probably something you've been avoiding for years. So, before we continue, I want to ask you something simple. How old are you right now? Go ahead and leave your age in the comments below. I truly read the comments, and knowing who's watching helps me create videos that actually speak to your stage of life and the health challenges you may be facing right now. And if you're over 50, I want you to know something important. This channel was created for you, for people who are tired of confusing health advice, for people who want clear, evidence-based strategies to stay strong, sharp, and independent as they age. So if that sounds like you, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because every week we dive deep into the science of healthy aging in a way that's practical and easy to understand. Now here's what makes today's video so important. We're counting down the 5 most powerful foods researchers believe may help starve cancer cells naturally, from incredibly effective to absolutely astonishing. And trust me, the #1 food on this list is not what most people expect. In fact, it may completely change the way you think about protecting your body after 60. Now coming in at number 5 on our list, and please do not underestimate this tiny little food just because it looks simple, are broccoli sprouts. These small, delicate green shoots may be one of the most powerful anti-cancer foods ever studied in nutritional science. And the shocking part is that most people have never even tried them. When people think about broccoli, they usually picture the large green vegetable sitting on the dinner plate beside chicken or fish. But broccoli sprouts are completely different. These are the young, 3 to 5 day old shoots of the broccoli plant, and inside them is a compound called sulforaphane, a natural chemical that has completely changed the way cancer researchers think about food and cellular protection. Here's what makes sulforaphane so remarkable. Inside your body, you have something called the NRF2 pathway. Think of it like a master emergency defense switch built into your cells. When activated, this pathway turns on a whole network of protective genes that help your body neutralize toxins, reduce inflammation, repair damaged DNA, and suppress abnormal cell growth. And sulforaphane flips that switch on. In simple terms, imagine a cancer cell like a factory running day and night without ever stopping. It consumes energy, creates waste, multiplies rapidly, and ignores all the normal rules healthy cells follow. Sulforaphane acts like someone suddenly shutting off the electricity to that factory. The machinery slows down, the stress inside the cell increases, and the environment becomes far less favorable for cancer to survive. Researchers at Johns Hopkins University discovered something astonishing. Broccoli sprouts contain up to 100 times more sulforaphane than mature broccoli. 100 times. That means a small handful of sprouts may deliver more protective compounds than an entire serving of cooked broccoli. And this becomes especially important after the age of 60. You see, as we age, the liver gradually loses part of its ability to detoxify harmful compounds efficiently. Studies suggest that detoxification capacity can decline by roughly 30 to 40% in older adults. That means environmental toxins, inflammation, and cellular damage may accumulate faster than the body can clear them away. Broccoli sprouts essentially help reactivate some of those protective systems. But here's the critical detail most people never hear. You must eat them raw. Heat destroys an enzyme called myrosinase, which is necessary to activate sulforaphane properly. So steaming or overcooking them dramatically reduces their benefits. The best approach is to add a small handful to a salad, sandwich, or smoothie each morning. And if you really want to maximize absorption, sprinkle a little mustard seed powder on top. Mustard seeds naturally contain extra myrosinase, which can significantly increase sulforaphane activation inside the body. I once worked with a 67-year-old woman named Gloria, who came to me after a routine breast screening detected abnormal cells. She was frightened, exhausted, and convinced she was heading toward another serious diagnosis. Alongside other lifestyle changes, we added fresh broccoli sprouts to her daily routine. 3 months later, her follow-up results came back unexpectedly favorable. Her doctor called it encouraging. Gloria called it a miracle. But what she experienced may have been something even more powerful. The human body responding to the right signals at the right time. Coming in at number 4 on our list is green tea, but not the weak, rushed version most people sip for 30 seconds before running out the door in the morning. Because when prepared correctly, green tea becomes something far more powerful than a relaxing drink. It becomes a biological defense system. For thousands of years, traditional medicine practitioners across Asia believed green tea could protect the body from disease and slow the aging process. And now, modern science is finally beginning to understand why. The key compound responsible for many of these benefits is called EGCG, short for epigallocatron gallate. It's one of the most potent natural antioxidants ever studied. But EGCG doesn't just fight free radicals, as people casually say. Its role inside the body is much more sophisticated than that. Think of your immune system like a security team constantly patrolling your body, searching for damaged or abnormal cells before they become dangerous. EGCG acts almost like a trained detection dog working alongside that security team. It helps your immune system recognize suspicious cellular behavior earlier and more efficiently. In other words, it helps your body identify potential threats before they have the chance to spread. And that matters tremendously as we age. After the age of 70, the immune system naturally becomes slower and less responsive. Scientists call this immune senescence, the gradual decline of immune surveillance over time. That means abnormal cells can sometimes slip through unnoticed for longer periods, increasing the risk of disease development. EGCG appears to support this aging defense system by helping immune cells remain more active and responsive. A massive meta-analysis reviewing 51 separate studies found that regular green tea consumption was associated with a 28% reduction in the risk of several major cancers, including colorectal, bladder, and ovarian cancers. 28%. That is not a small effect from something sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet. But here's where most people make a critical mistake. They don't brew it properly. If you dip the tea bag for 30 seconds and immediately drink it, you're barely extracting the beneficial compounds. To maximize EGCG levels, green tea should steep for at least 3 to 5 minutes in water that is hot but not boiling, around 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Boiling water can damage some of the delicate catechins that make green tea so valuable. And there's another trick most people have never heard. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The vitamin C in lemon helps protect EGCG from breaking down during digestion, dramatically increasing absorption. But avoid adding milk. Dairy proteins can bind to the catechins and significantly reduce many of green tea's protective effects. And by the way, if you've been finding this information helpful so far, take a quick second to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps this information reach more people over 50 who need it most. And I'd love to know something else too. Where are you watching from today? Tell me your city or country down in the comments below. Every week I'm amazed by how many people around the world are part of this community, all trying to age stronger, healthier, and wiser together. Food number 2 is not some expensive superfood sold in fancy health stores. In fact, it is one of the simplest foods many older adults can add to their weekly diet. Fatty fish rich in omega-3. Scientists have studied omega-3 for years, and the findings continue to surprise researchers around the world. Omega-3 fatty acids work in a unique way inside the body. They become part of the structure of your cells, including the outer membrane that protects each cell. When cancer cells absorb omega-3, their membranes begin to change. Researchers believe this makes the cells less stable and much harder for them to divide and spread rapidly. In simple terms, omega-3 may help slow down the aggressive behavior of dangerous cells before they become a larger problem. One major Harvard study found something remarkable. People with higher levels of omega-3 in their bodies had a 42% lower risk of cancer-related death compared to those with lower levels. While no single food can completely prevent disease, these findings suggest that omega-3 may support the body in powerful and protective ways, especially during aging. This becomes even more important after the age of 75. As the body gets older, it naturally produces fewer anti-inflammatory compounds. Chronic inflammation begins to rise quietly in the background, damaging tissues and weakening the immune system over time. Many scientists now believe that long-term inflammation plays a major role in cancer, heart disease, memory decline, and many other illnesses linked to aging. That is why choosing the right type of fish matters. Smaller fatty fish, such as sardines and small mackerel, are among the best choices because they are naturally rich in omega-3 while containing much lower levels of mercury. Large fish like swordfish, shark, and some types of tuna may accumulate heavy metals over many years, which is not ideal for older adults who want to protect brain and immune health. There is also a simple trick to make omega-3 even more effective. Try eating fatty fish together with olive oil and leafy green vegetables. Olive oil contains healthy antioxidants, while greens provide vitamins and plant compounds that work together to reduce inflammation inside the body. This combination creates a powerful anti-inflammatory meal that supports healthy aging from multiple angles. The good news is you do not need expensive supplements or complicated diets to benefit. Sometimes the most powerful foods are the simplest ones that have been part of traditional diets for generations. A few servings of omega-3 rich fish each week may help your body stay stronger, calmer, and more protected as you grow older. Food number 1 may surprise you. It is not an expensive supplement, a rare herb, or a trendy superfood from the other side of the world. In fact, it is something cancer researchers are talking about more than almost any other food group today: fermented foods. Scientists are discovering that one of the most important defenses against cancer may not begin in the blood or the organs, but deep inside the gut. Your digestive system contains trillions of bacteria, known as the gut microbiome. These tiny organisms help control inflammation, support digestion, and, most importantly, guide the immune system. Researchers now believe that the strength of your immune response against dangerous cells is closely connected to the health of your gut bacteria. A major Stanford study brought even more attention to this idea. Researchers found that people who regularly ate fermented foods developed greater diversity in their gut microbiome. At the same time, levels of inflammatory proteins in the body began to decrease. This matters because chronic inflammation is now linked to many diseases of aging, including cancer, heart disease, and memory decline. To understand this more easily, imagine your gut as a large garden. When the garden is healthy, plants grow strong and harmful weeds struggle to spread. But antibiotics, stress, poor diet, and aging can act like a long drought. The healthy bacteria begin to disappear, and the environment becomes weak and unbalanced. Fermented foods act like a life-giving rainstorm that helps restore the garden. They introduce beneficial bacteria back into the digestive system and help the body rebuild a healthier internal environment. Some of the best fermented foods include naturally fermented kimchi and sauerkraut. The key word is naturally. Many store-bought versions are heavily processed or preserved with vinegar, which does not provide the same living probiotics. You want products that contain active cultures and have been naturally fermented over time. Another important tip is to avoid overheating fermented foods. High temperatures can destroy the beneficial bacteria that make these foods valuable in the first place. Adding kimchi to a hot pan for too long may remove many of its protective effects. Instead, enjoy small amounts fresh alongside meals. Fermented foods also work best when combined with prebiotic fiber. Foods such as onions, garlic, oats, bananas, beans, and leafy greens feed the healthy bacteria and help them survive longer in the gut. Think of probiotics as seeds and prebiotic fiber as the fertilizer that helps those seeds grow. For older adults, this message is especially powerful. Many people believe the body becomes too weak to recover with age, but science is showing something hopeful. Even later in life, the gut microbiome can still improve. The immune system can still become stronger. Inflammation can still decrease. And perhaps that is the most encouraging lesson of all. It is never too late for the body to begin healing itself. As we come to the end of this video, there is one important truth to remember. Food is not magic. No single meal can completely prevent disease, and no ingredient can guarantee a perfect future. But every bite you take sends biological signals to your cells. Day after day, your body listens to those signals. Some foods increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and create an environment where disease can grow more easily. Others help the body repair, defend, and restore itself from the inside out. That is why the foods we discuss today matter so much. Green tea may help the immune system recognize damaged cells. Omega-3 rich fish may reduce inflammation and make harmful cells less aggressive. Fermented foods may strengthen the gut microbiome, which scientists now believe plays a major role in immune health and cancer defense. These are not miracle cures. They are tools that help support the body's natural systems, especially during aging. The good news is that you do not need to change your entire life overnight. In fact, the best approach is often the simplest one. Start with just one food today. Maybe you drink a cup of properly prepared green tea this afternoon. Maybe you add sardines and olive oil to dinner once this week. Maybe you begin eating a small serving of naturally fermented kimchi alongside your meals. Small actions repeated consistently are often more powerful than extreme diets that last only a few days. Over time, these habits can begin to change the internal environment of the body. The immune system becomes stronger, inflammation may decrease, energy can improve. Even digestion and sleep may benefit. And if you are over 60, 70, or even 80 years old, this message is especially important for you. Many people believe aging means the body can no longer recover or adapt. But modern research tells a different story. The human body still has remarkable healing abilities later in life. Cells continue repairing themselves. The immune system can still respond positively to healthy changes. The gut microbiome can still improve. It is never too late to support your health in meaningful ways. Perhaps the most powerful step is simply believing that your choices still matter. Every healthy meal is a message to your body that you are still fighting for your future, your energy, and your time with the people you love. Before you leave, we would love to hear from you. Has cancer ever touched your life or the life of someone close to you? Many families carry stories of loss, survival, courage, and hope. Share your experience in the comments if you feel comfortable. And if you believe this information could help someone you care about, please share this video with a friend, parent, spouse, or loved one. Sometimes one small piece of knowledge can inspire a healthier path and perhaps even change a life. As we come to the end of this video, there is one important truth to remember. Food is not magic. No single meal can completely prevent disease, and no ingredient can guarantee a perfect future. But every bite you take sends biological signals to your cells. Day after day, your body listens to those signals. Some foods increase inflammation, weaken the immune system, and create an environment where disease can grow more easily. Others help the body repair, defend, and restore itself from the inside out. That is why the foods we discuss today matter so much. Green tea may help the immune system recognize damaged cells. Omega-3 rich fish may reduce inflammation and make harmful cells less aggressive. Fermented foods may strengthen the gut microbiome, which scientists now believe plays a major role in immune health and cancer defense. These are not miracle cures. They are tools that help support the body's natural systems, especially during aging. The good news is that you do not need to change your entire life overnight. In fact, the best approach is often the simplest one. Start with just one food today. Maybe you drink a cup of properly prepared green tea this afternoon. Maybe you add sardines and olive oil to dinner once this week. Maybe you begin eating a small serving of naturally fermented kimchi alongside your meals. Small actions repeated consistently are often more powerful than extreme diets that last only a few days. Over time, these habits can begin to change the internal environment of the body. The immune system becomes stronger, inflammation may decrease, energy can improve. Even digestion and sleep may benefit. And if you are over 60, 70, or even 80 years old, this message is especially important for you. Many people believe aging means the body can no longer recover or adapt. But modern research tells a different story. The human body still has remarkable healing abilities later in life. Cells continue repairing themselves. The immune system can still respond positively to healthy changes. The gut microbiome can still improve. It is never too late to support your health in meaningful ways. Perhaps the most powerful step is simply believing that your choices still matter. Every healthy meal is a message to your body that you are still fighting for your future, your energy, and your time with the people you love. Before you leave, we would love to hear from you. Has cancer ever touched your life or the life of someone close to you? Many families carry stories of loss, survival, courage, and hope. Share your experience in the comments if you feel comfortable. And if you believe this information could help someone you care about, please share this video with a friend, parent, spouse, or loved one. Sometimes one small piece of knowledge can inspire a healthier path and perhaps even change a life.